This is Father Dominic Holtz coming to you from Rome, Italy, with a word of hope for Monday of the 29th week in Ordinary Time. An important part of growing up, of maturity, is being willing to do things on your own. Sure, we like it when other people do things for us, even as children, but children, even from the youngest age, assert their own capacity to do things. They want to get dressed on their own. They want to choose their own food and get it themselves. They like to walk without always having their hands held. And that's an important lesson that moves on to real maturity in life. The willingness and capacity to do the things that need to be done, not always to be waiting on other people to do it for us, but to take responsibility for our own needs. It's a sign of human maturity. Certainly a sign in the natural life, and to some extent, a sign in the spiritual life. It is our task to grow in the knowledge of God, to learn His holy word, to pray for our own needs and the needs of the whole world, and these are things we need to learn to do. But we receive a warning today in the Scriptures not to think that therefore, because we do it, that our goodness, and more than that, our salvation, is the work of our own hands. St. Paul reminds the Ephesians, as he reminds us, that we were once, all of us, under a powerful spell, the spell of the temptations of the flesh, by which he means the things of this world, but more importantly, under the sway of the evil one, of the dark spirits in the world, who lure us to false belief, to division, and to cruelty. But now that we have been freed in Christ, we are also now, even more importantly, Christ's handiwork. We are what we are because He has made us to be that. We are the work of His hands. And it's for that reason we give thanks, because we are not simply what we have made of ourselves, but what Christ, through grace, has made of us. It's why Jesus warns in the Gospel, in the parable of the man who was wealthy, yes, and made lots of riches and thought he could rely on them for a long life, and then found himself actually called to judgment. He was eventually subject to death as everyone else, just at the moment he thought he could relax. Jesus is not here giving a counsel of fear, a counsel to be worried every moment that we might die and therefore not worry about saving up and being prudent with our resources. But rather, he's reminding us that the things that are more important, the things that last, are the things that come from God, not the things that we produce ourselves. As important as they may be for now in this world, the most important things are not the work of our hands, but the work of God's hands. That means, brothers and sisters, we have reason to hope, because whether we succeed or we fail in our own endeavors, we can rely and trust on the work of God. We can rely on the work of grace in the power of Jesus Christ as we are reborn in the Spirit. And that, my brothers and sisters, is a word of hope.